Okay, so in this quick intro, I'm just going to go over very quickly how to use Z-spheres and how I use them inside of this next part. So I'll do this very quickly. I'm going to come in and I go to Append, and I grab onto Z-sphere. Once I do that, I can select it, and I can move around. Now, you can't see it in there. I'm just going to scroll that out so you can see. So there it is. I'll transparent that so you can see it's actually inside there. So I'm going to go ahead to my Move, and make sure I'm in that side viewport, and I can move this over. Now, I can scale this by hitting my, well, actually, let me just talk a little quick about my Draw, Move, Scale, and Rotate. And those match up with Q, W, E, and R. So I'll be using those when I move through it. I don't come up here and click it, I just use Q, W, E, and R. So first thing I'll do is scale it up a little bit and that's just dragging. Right? And now if you can see here, by default, there's no symmetry on. I'm going to press X, and that will turn my symmetry on. And I want to be in Draw, which is Q. And all I'm doing is going to drag, then I press W to move it. I can move that out. I go back to Q, click and drag, W to move it. If I want to rotate, I can grab the middle of that bone, or I can grab the joint and rotate that as well. I can't scale anything in between here, but if I press Q, I can click on and add a joint, excuse me, and I can move that around however I want. Now, if I go to the middle, I'm in Q, and I go to the middle, you see that green, that means it's going to add a bone and joint right in the center. Press W, and I can move that down. Okay, so if I want to delete something, I go to Q, which is my Draw, I hold down Alt, and I can click on something, and that will delete a joint. Now, if I go in here, I can also create joints inside here, and if I want to delete those, just don't hold down Alt, and you can delete them. So that's the real quick basics of how I use my Z-spheres. If you press A, that allows you to see what the mesh looks like. All right? You can't interact with this, but you can see how your mesh is looking, right? And if I go down to Adaptive Skin and open this up, I usually like turning my Dynamesh all the way down. If I press A, you'll see it's a little bit different in here for the preview. And what I'll end up doing is when I'm ready, I'm going to hit Adaptive Skin. Now, nothing on the surface happened, nothing got added for my subtools, but if I come into Append, it's right at the end here. So I can bring that in once I'm finished, hide, and now I can do all the kind of movements I want. Let me turn transparency off. And now I can come in here and start sculpting. And Dynameshing if I want to. Right. So that's how you start with using Z-spheres.